DevOps Shorts, the show to listen to when your DevOps hurts. And even when you're going strong, it's short and sweet, so come along. Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of DevOps Shorts, the show where we invite wonderful human beings to have a lightning-fast conversation about devs, ops, and other mythical creatures. The show where each episode only lasts 15 minutes, and I only ask 3 questions, so it's short and sweet. Why? Well, because if there's one thing we know is that great delivery comes in small batches. And today I'm very happy to host Turja Chaudhuri. Turja is an associate director of cloud practice at EY, and previously he was with Accenture. And Turja, you also used to be a visiting professor teaching big data and cloud computing. So you have a lot of opinions on cloud platforms. I'm sure we'll have an interesting conversation.
True. I have some opinions.
Good to have you with us. So without further ado, let's jump straight into our questions. So the first question is about love. I have this naive assumption that whoever comes to the show loves what they do. And this question is to you. Why do you love platforms, cloud platforms? What's so great about platforms? How did you fall in love? Tell us your story. And I'm hitting the timer.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and for the introduction and for the ability for me to express my opinions here. So to be very fair, the only reason I love platforms is I've survived in a world where there were no platforms and I have lived to tell the tale of sorts. So simply speaking, I feel that enterprise IT is a mess of sorts when you don't have a very standardized platform. Back when I was in PwC and I started my career, I remember we were having to implement a very simple caching sort of a solution to just improve the latency and the overall application performance. And the entire team was confused on which database is supported. Should I use Redis? Should I use Elastic Cache? What should I use? We had no idea, right? Because there was no standard guidance, nothing. So imagine the confusion, right? That and the kind of frustration and the toll it takes on individual developers and engineers to come up with this very standard decisions. These are not bespoke decisions. These are not application specific decisions. These are very simple decisions. I feel an enterprise actually ends up being a loosely coupled coalition of small groups or portfolios if you really don't have a platform to bind it all together. A platform, from my perspective, is nothing but an implementation of the abstraction of the enterprise architecture. So the enterprise has an opinion, right? This is how we want you to build applications. A platform is nothing but an abstraction, implementation of that abstraction. It's a very opinionated version of how a company thinks that, okay, this is the best way we feel as a company, as an enterprise, that you should do IT, you should do cloud, you should do AI. When I joined Accenture finally, right, and that's when I actually came across a very decent platform of sort that we were building for our clients, I was amazed at the productivity gains, right? The lack of frustration among engineers, and it was very awesome. A platform actually ends up reducing the cognitive load of your engineering teams, to be very fair. And that is why I think Gartner is predicting that by 2026, 80% of the top companies will have some sort of a custom platform engineering group of their own. I think they're extremely accurate with that prediction, because I really don't see any other way to scale to be efficient, especially in sort of this weak market. You have to avoid duplication. You have to focus on standard patterns, reusable architectures, repeatable components. And I think this is the only way. And many times people feel their platform has to be a huge, extensive 300-member team or something of that sort doing everything. I tell it can be as simple as a simple wiki page, which explains, for example, these are the standard tools you should use. You have no idea when a new developer joins how difficult it is, right? They have no idea. Your engineering teams have no idea. So just having a very simple wiki page can be a first version of a platform. You don't need automation, self-service in the first version. Just that is enough. That itself will kind of put a huge change in the way you are doing things. So I really think anybody who has worked in the pre-platform era will actually appreciate once they go into this sort of a standardized way with platforms. And many companies who don't have any idea that they are actually using platforms are even using platforms. They might have that wiki guide. They just don't know it's a platform approach they are following. So I really think that I am completely all in on this platform approach, and I'm extremely hopeful that it will dominate the hype cycle and actually bring credible business value.
Oh, wonderful. And we're almost there. You have 30 seconds left from this question, and we'll go straight to the next one. Thank you. You're very passionate about this topic, obviously, and it's always good to see somebody so passionate about what they do. So the next question is about this whole confusion. You know, my show started as a DevOps Shorts show, but now there's this whole confusion. Is DevOps dead, as some proponents of platform engineering seem to say it is, or and is platform engineering actually a paradigm shift? Is it really changing the game? So what's your take on this? Is it DevOps? Is it platform? Or are we heading to something else entirely?
Perfect. I can start. So, see, to be very fair, I really never understood why this comparison came up in the first place. I have had to speak also on these topics on multiple forums. I never kind of understood why there is a comparison, because in every single company I have worked with, I have actually seen them coexist very nicely. And the vision also is, to be very fair, quite different. So how I think it, right? If you think of my perspective on how DevOps came, right? DevOps vision always stood for better collaboration between dev and ops. It was not only about automation or CI/CD, but also about culture, right? To have a positive collaboration among all teams, so that basically you can release in the market quickly, you can take care of your issues better, more agility. So that's always there. Platform engineering's vision, if you see, to be very fair, was always to reduce the cognitive load of engineers, including DevOps engineers. It was not only normal developers, it was also the DevOps engineers who we wanted to help as a platform. So platform engineering actually, in a sense, uplifts DevOps engineering. It's not at all how to select competing offerings or competing practices, rather complementary. So I will give an example. A platform team will build reusable components, right? That is what they will build in a high level. But there's still a need for DevOps engineers to deploy that and make an actual business application out of it, because the platform team will not deploy it for the business teams. They will just build some component, let's say like a Redis cache they will build, or a caching or a document solution they will build. But somebody in the DevOps team still has to deploy it. So platform engineering in this way complements DevOps. That is number one. Now, if you take a very sincere look at the platform engineering organization of a company. So a company might have 1,500 engineers and a small 100-member platform team. You will see they are also using the same DevOps practices. They are also using CI/CD. They are also trying to have a good collaboration bit. So in this way, the DevOps thing is also feeding platform engineering. So it's a virtuous cycle. Platform engineering helps DevOps teams to be much better at their job, and DevOps engineering also feeds into platform engineering, because that is what keeps platforms so agile. They also have to build at a very rapid pace. So I never think, in a sense, that and I have spoken to many, as part of my role in platform adoption, I've spoken to many engineers. I have really seen DevOps engineers like it much better when they have a standard platform they can count on. Because I think the biggest problem is inconsistency, uncertainty, right? When a business team will come to you and say, can you please deploy for me a 3-tier architecture? Whether you should web app or whether you should use Kubernetes. If you have a standard guidance, standard platforms components that you can very confidently deploy without having any worry that there is an infosec vulnerability or anything, then it helps you, right? It frees you up as a DevOps engineer. So I really feel both of them combine and work very, very good together. Platform complements DevOps, DevOps complement platforms. Platform engineers will eventually might migrate to a DevOps team of a business and become a DevOps engineer. Similarly, a DevOps team of a business might get into platform engineering, because the roles are also quite similar. They have to do the same stuff basically here. So I have seen DevOps engineers go to platform roles, platform engineers come to DevOps roles. So I personally was kind of a DevOps engineer. Now I'm in a platform engineering role. So the line is very blurred. I really don't think there is a line at all. And I think they both collaborate extremely well. And that is how a company should function.
Okay. So no conflict, but I'd say there's still a lot of confusion because the lines are so blurred, right?
There is 100% there is confusion, and
that's something
people
we have
are a
to
little
deal with.
worried. It's exactly, yes.
Complexity.
True.
If only there was a platform to reduce that cognitive load. Okay. Great. And let's go to the third question now. It's my favorite one because it's about the future. I like to call myself a software delivery futurist. And this is a question to you. What do you think the future holds for IT in general, for platform engineering, for DevOps principles? Where are we heading?
True, perfectly. Very, very good question. And I actually have very strong opinions based on what I'm doing in the industry, and I write about it regularly. So, see, GenAI has arrived, and the hype around it is also quite real. People are now building actual stuff. So, in a short term, if you see, what I see is GenAI infused platforms. So, what do I mean by that? So, I think of this entire structure that an enterprise will end up having a layered platform approach. What does that mean? So at level one, you will have a very foundational technology platform. That's a very foundational platform, which might provide you compute, network, storage, some basic services, web app hosting, Kubernetes hosting, and all of that. That will always be there. On top of that foundational platform, on another layer, you will kind of have a data and analytics platform because that is the foundation of all the business analytics, and every single decision that a company needs to make ends up being a data decision, right? That's what we are saying. Every company is a data company now. So the data and analytics platform built on the level one platform will help you basically provide you options to ingest data, extract data, model data, govern data, and all of the data things it will do. Then on top of that, this is a new thing. The level three will have a GenAI kind of a platform. What will it will provide you access to all of the different sorts of models, help you compare across models, be it Anthropic or OpenAI, help you do industrialized RAG patterns, retrieval augmented generation patterns, help you do re-ranking, vector search, all of that it will give on the third layer platform. This third layer platform again is built on level two and level one because it needs the data. The models will need your data to kind of make decisions. Then you will have a level four. This is what many companies don't have today is a business platform. You might have a platform for healthcare. You might have a platform, for example, for manufacturing, one for retail. Then on level five, we will have actual business applications which are built on the business platform. This is where I feel, for example, most of the big companies are going towards because this reduces a lot of the overhead, lot of the duplication that is happening across enterprises. Because the final thing you have to understand is all of these technology platforms are surviving. They have to survive to give credible, robust business value. That is the ultimate goal, right? Nobody's just selling GenAI. Everybody's selling GenAI for a business goal. That business goal has to be satisfied, and for that, people need business platforms. And these business platforms need GenAI, data, foundational platforms, which we as IT people, we as technology people need to provide. We need to power that business platform, and then business teams can use that business platforms in a self-service way to build actual business assets or business products that they can then sell to their clients. So this is, I think, how most of the companies I am talking to, I have spoken to partners sometimes, and I think they are also kind of seeing this kind of a structured approach. More and more companies are investing a lot on these business platforms of sorts. You might have already seen Microsoft Industry for Healthcare, Microsoft Industry Cloud for manufacturing, for retail, because they are also coming up. If you see Microsoft talks, they are also getting opinionated that it needs domain-based business platforms. Short term, again, as I told you, multimodal models I feel will kind of take over, right? That is where image, vision, voice, sound, which is you might have seen the Gemini release also. So more and more multimodal models, GPT-4 vision is nice. Long term, obviously, think platforms will be a base, to be very fair, just like you are kind of thinking, and that's why you are now asking questions on platform. I really think that it will be the base which will power all of the other technologies, be it today GenAI, which is the talk of the town, metaverse, which has just blockchain, tomorrow something else might come. I don't even know, robotics. It's very hard to predict. But whatever it will be, if you have a very good foundational platform with all the compute, network, storage, data, then you are very well positioned to take the leap, and you are much better positioned. So
Down with this one. Okay.
no worries.
Ethan, didn't fit into 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And we still have 30 seconds for one last question. Is AI coming to take our jobs away in light of all you said?
See, I think again, like many people are saying, AI will take the jobs of the people who don't invest in AI. And I actually feel, and that's why I have taken a huge interest, and I'm kind of upskilling myself on AI. So yeah, it's a nuanced topic, but I really don't think, like Sam Altman says, every significant human evolution has led to more jobs, not less. So I'm really hopeful that this will be the next big thing, and we will all have a role to play in this.
But we're not going to work less. We're only going to work more.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I'd like some time to rest sometimes. Okay. Thank you, Turja. This was great. A lot of great opinions, a lot to think about, and thanks for coming. It was fun
Thank you
having
so much for having me here, and I'm a great fan of the show, and I really wish you a lot more episodes.
Short and sweet. Thank you for listening and watch out for new episodes of DevOps Shorts.